what's happening to Orange Man and his people, luckily they're not very intelligent. So that's, thankfully, they're not, it would be much scarier. It would be much worse if they did everything in the dark, but they're doing everything in the light. And so we can all see it. And so it's like you're not very bright. You're just exposing yourself. So as time goes on, things will get better. The other thing too is like, we want to stop the oppression as soon as possible, but the resistance to the oppression will never stop. So even if it gets worse, it doesn't mean it's over. It just means the resistance will change. What it looks like will change. Hopefully we can avoid violence, but if that's what the resistance requires, because the oppression becomes to the scale that then that's what it'll require. And I never, it's like crazy it's really honestly crazy to think America is at a place where it needs a potential violent revolution to overthrow our oppressors. It's crazy to think that. It's almost, and I think that's part of why I think there's an element of America that's in this kind of like, oh shit phase. It's like, oh shit, never thought this would be the reality of America. But we got too soft. We weren't paying enough attention, and the powers that, the people in charge right now have been working for generations to get to this point. They haven't they never relaxed. Like, for whatever reason, the Matrix decided to put a little more oppression in this version of humanity and said, let's make this reality of humanity, of the universe, of the idea, let's make this one have to deal with oppression more than another one, and see how they respond to it. And so it's just like, there are people throughout our entire existence as human beings that have always wanted to oppress other people. And and they are they're vigilant. They're vigilant about their oppression. They're unwavering. They're just like, and so, but those of us that don't want it, we get wavered because we feel comfortable. We take a deep breath and go, maybe we're not oppressed right now. Maybe we don't feel it, but obviously there's always been people, and maybe our privilege gets in the way, or maybe we've been, and that's the vigilance of the oppressors, make us feel like they're not oppressing us, right? They comfort us with money, food, and, feeling good and entertainment and just different things. They distract us from what they're doing behind the scenes. But like I was just saying, we're fortunate right now that everything is happening in the open. We're seeing it all in the open. And some people are awake to it and some people aren't, unfortunately. And hopefully we can keep waking up people that aren't awake to it. Because every time I see somebody that still supports and moving that idea of moving the goalposts, the fact that people cannot see themselves moving the goalpost, At first it was, this is the hard line. The red line is this. If this happens, then we won't support it. Like, the example right now is, the fact that the Orange Man was like, we're going to lower prices. First day in office, we're going to get the economy back on track. And all he's doing in first day in office is the exact opposite of that. So everybody that supported him was like, oh, well, he means actually we have to suffer more in order to get the results we need. Like, they're blind to what's actually, they refuse to see it. And then it goes back to the racism thing, because if they admit they can't see it, or if they admit, then it means like, oh, that's actually helping brown people, it's like, or whatever it might be like that, So